things are getting weird with the Cleveland Browns and Odell Beckham Jr. He's somewhat of a star wide receiver. And a lot of rumors are circulating. Rumors are flying around. People are saying that he wants out of Cleveland. And when he's been asked questions about leaving the Browns and whether or not he's going to leave this offseason, he's given very vague answers. He said things like, I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. Or, in the offseason, everything's going to figure itself out. What does that mean? How about you say, I want to be here? It's clear to me if he wanted to be here, he would have said, I want to be here. I have two immediate thoughts when I hear what's going on with the Cleveland Browns and Odell Beckham Jr. Number one, well, first of all, it's clear he doesn't want to be there. It's the relationship with OBJ and the Browns is damaged. And these are my two immediate thoughts. Number one, I thought of the New York Giants. I was like, oh, man. The Giants traded Odell Beckham Jr. to the Browns. They sent OBJ to the Browns. In return, they got a first-round pick, a third-round pick, right guard Kevin Zeitler, and they got safety who's a former first-round pick, Jabril Peppers. Basically, in the trade, they got 3 starting players for Odell Beckham Jr. They got Dexter Lawrence, the defensive lineman with the 17th overall pick, that first-round pick. They also drafted a linebacker from Old Dominion. He's a backup linebacker. But they got Kevin Zeitler, Dexter Lawrence, and Jabril Peppers, 3 starters, all for Odell Beckham Jr. in that trade. And OBJ might not even last longer than 1 season in Cleveland. It's a sad thought. It's weird and it's clear to me, man, the Giants won that trade. Now here's my second thought. Be very, very, very careful with who you give power. Be very careful with the people you hire into places of power. Odell Beckham Jr. is unhappy. He might leave the Browns. He might demand a trade. The relationship might already be too damaged to repair. And it's the head coach, Freddie Kitchens' fault. This is an unintended consequence of hiring Freddie Kitchens. The Browns have had terrible play design all year. They have not used Odell Beckham Jr. properly, and they haven't thrown to him in big situations. 4th down, 3rd down. You need a catch. They haven't targeted OBJ. They've mismanaged their best receiver. We already know that the Browns hiring Freddie Kitchens was the wrong move. He should never have been hired as a head coach. He seems like a nice man. He clearly is in well over his head. He doesn't understand the PR of things. He doesn't understand how to be a grown-up. He wore the wrong shirt. There's all kinds of stuff. I go, Freddie Kitchens is swimming way over his head. But there's also, again, this unintended consequence. The Browns may have cost themselves a relationship with Odell Beckham Jr. because they gave the wrong guy power. They had the wrong guy designing their offense, not using Odell Beckham Jr. properly. So again, the lesson here is be very careful with who you give power to. If things go wrong, if things fail, if failure occurs, you might have even worse consequences than you originally thought. This is just another example of how bad of a head coach Freddie Kitchens is. He seems like a nice guy. He's in way over his head. He could not manage and keep Odell Beckham Jr. happy in Cleveland. They're losing. They're not using OBJ properly. He's not getting the ball enough. I don't blame him for being upset. I'd be like, hey, I want to get an offensive coordinator who knows how to use my talent. I would hate being mismanaged as a player. And that is what's going on with Odell Beckham Jr. in Cleveland. I don't blame him for wanting out. I blame the people who hired Freddie Kitchens for the unintended consequence of hurting your relationship with Odell Beckham Jr. because you're not using him properly.